Hello there, boxing fans around the world. Welcome to another exciting episode of Knuckle Up featuring Mike Orr at 4. It's hump day finally, and boy, have we got a special episode lined up for you. We have an interview as promised yesterday. We brought someone special who's waiting to join us. He's in the green room. He's drinking Gatorade. Uh,
He better be. He's got a fight coming up.
Yes, very cool, very cool. Hey, Mike, I'll leave the actual introduction of our special guest up to you. And why don't you bring him on and then knock me out, send me over to the corner, and you take it on. All right, cheers.
Definitely. As promised, guys, Wade Jones III, 23, lightweight out of Stockton, California, unbeaten 7-0, 5 knockouts. We finally got him in the studio. We finally got him here. Most underrated boxer, I believe, right now, coming out of California or coming out of the U.S. And we have him here. We're going to talk to him, and we're gonna get down to it, man. I can't wait to start this interview. Graham, unfortunately, you won't be here for this, but make sure you stay tuned and watch.
I'll be listening.
This wonderful event. Well, without further ado, I guess we should bring in our guests and start this interview off for sure.
Come on.
Hey. Yeah, there we go. Wade, awesome. Thank you for taking the time out to come and have this interview. Honestly, I know you're super busy. We've been in contact for the last couple of weeks, trying to work around your schedule. You know, you're a busy man, but I understand you're a pro boxer. Your team is keeping you busy. So, you know, just thanks again for coming out. Thanks for doing this. Much appreciated.
No, thank you for having me. I appreciate you guys sharing your platform with me and even wanting me on here. That's awesome.
Definitely, man. Definitely. So let's just get right into it, man. Like so you're a pro boxer now, seven fights under your belt. You got one coming up next week, 5 knockouts. I couldn't find too much about your amateur career. Could you tell me a little bit, like how your amateur career started, what kind of like how long it was, your win-loss percentage, that kind of stuff?
So I started boxing late. I started boxing when I was around 16. Had my first amateur fight around 17. And I didn't have too long of a amateur career, so my amateur background's not too deep. I had about 30 amateur fights. I was 23 and 7 as an amateur.
Oh wow!
Either 24 and 6 or 23 and 6. It was one of those two as an amateur, and then I went ahead and made the switch. I had more of a pro style anyway.
Definitely got a pro style, man. I must say that I've, from watching the fights that I've seen of you, I must say that your ring IQ is much higher than your professional record, man. You fight like an older fighter. You have that in you. And honestly, man, and you see it, and you get better every time you fight. Every single fight I've watched. Well, so you're a self-proclaimed boxing nerd. I heard this. Now, is that what got you into boxing? Huge super fan of it?
No, actually, I never watched boxing until like probably 6-7 months before I got into it. The way I started boxing was kind of a little different. Nobody in my family really boxed. I just was. I always liked to fight, kind of, and I didn't like to wrestle. I only like to go from the shoulders, how we like to call it. Like to go from the shoulders. So when I was getting in trouble in Stockton, I got sent away to my dad, who's from Miami, Florida. My parents were in the military. So my dad's side is all from the Miami area, Miami, Florida area. And then my mom's side is all from Stockton, California, where I grew up. So in about end of ninth grade, in the summer, going to 10th grade, I got sent over there because I was having trouble at home. And that's where I started watching, because when I was over there, I couldn't do anything. I didn't know anybody. I grew up in Stockton my whole life. So I didn't have no friends. I didn't know none of my cousins like that. The ones that I did know, they're in a whole different section. They went to a whole other school district. So I had to start from scratch. And it was a real humbling experience. But so while I was there on the weekends, Friday nights, Saturday nights, boxing would be on. So I'd watch MMA and boxing. And then, like I said, I only like to go from the shoulder. So I kind of gravitated towards boxing more. And to come home, one of the agreements was that I had to play a sport. And I used to play football, Pop Warner, as a kid for the South Stockton Vikings. And but and I didn't want to play football anymore. I was kind of undersized. I didn't really grow. I was like probably when I started boxing, I was like 5'2". I was like 5'2", 100, and probably like I was thinking I was a little chubby, so I was like 130, 5'2", 130. But my
That's a little
first
chubby.
my first fight, my first amateur fight, I fought at 111. I was like,
Wow.
so I
Wow.
fought at 111, and so yeah, so I came back home. I started going back to my old high school. And then I was talking about how I went to the box, and then ran into somebody whose dad just started up a gym, and that's why I trained there for like my first year and a half. And then from there, I got linked into with my now trainer, and we've been
That's
boxing together for
and
like
that's
6 years.
Salas.
Yeah,
Salas is your trainer now
now
still?
Salas, yeah.
Okay,
So
and
my
that's Team Nasty, correct?
Team Nasty, yeah, that's the squad on the shirt.
Nice. Oh, there's a shirt. There's a shirt. Little promo. Right
Yeah.
on. Right on.
So
And they're based out of Stockton, California, right?
yeah, all out of Stockton. Everything's out of Stockton right now. So yeah, so like I went from training. Like my boxing story is crazy for real. Like if I went into detail about everything, it'd take forever. But so yeah, so I ended up training with Lionel, and then I think I started my amateur off I think 1-3. Started my amateur off 1-3, and nobody thought I was gonna, they're telling people, my friends are roasting me, they're telling me to quit, all this other stuff, but people knew I could fight because I used to like um
Box people out.
yeah, I used to fight, and like I never was scared to fight. Like I always had to fight people bigger than me. Like I know at one point I fought, like I ran like a little like a little we call it homie favor. Like it's like a friendly fight. Everybody had the gloves, and I beat up like 5 people back to back, like from all different shapes and sizes. So they knew I could fight. I just like, and one person, there's a couple people that really believed in me at the time that said I was talented and stuff like that. And that's also his name's Billy from Tom's Market. It's one of the other people. And then my homie LJ always told me I was talented, so never give up. While everybody else was like, maybe you should think about going to school and blah blah blah. Because I told him as soon as I started boxing, I started sparring my 4th day, and I fell in love with boxing. So as soon as I did that, I was just like, this is what I want to do in my life. This is it. This is it. That's all I'm gonna do.
So would you say those two guys are your biggest influences for getting into boxing? Is because they had all that faith in you, or do you have other influences that got you into boxing?
I wouldn't say they're the influences that get me into boxing, but they help motivate me to keep boxing. Because
Right.
there was a lot of dark moments. Like I said, I started my amateur off 1-3. I was already 17. Everybody else that normally starts boxing, they start probably from 4 to like 12 is like the prime, or 4 to even 14 is like the golden ages to start. So anything after that is a little bit on the later side. So I didn't start too late, but I started kind of late. So
Do you feel because you started late you had to play catch up a lot, or was it just you have that natural talent where you just picked up everything so quickly?
I think it was a bit of both. Like in the beginning, I was playing catch up, but then as I got the right trainer and the right, and I was getting taught more technical stuff, I picked it up really fast. So then, like now, people can't tell. Like if I was to tell somebody I had 150 amateur fights and they just seen me fight for the first time, they'd believe it. Like I can get away with this, stuff like that. So
Definitely. When you're fighting, your ring experience does show. Like you show veteran status at such a young age in the ring already,
yeah,
and you're only going to improve.
yeah, that's the dope part. That's the
That's
scary
that's
part. The
that's the
awesome
thing,
part.
right? You're only going to improve.
I'm gonna get better.
So, who influenced you to start competing? Like, what was the the push to actually get in the ring and do it?
I think it was just me. I just self motivated. Like as soon as I stepped into the gym, I was like, oh yeah, I love this. So like I wanted to spar immediately. After I sparred, I wanted to compete as soon as I could, and I would have been competing a little earlier, but it's hard to find me fights because my age and then my size, stuff like that. So, but I just ended up growing. Like I hit like a couple different growth spurts. Like um, while I was boxing, so like I just kept getting bigger, and
Right.
so it got a little easier to find me fights. Like now, lightweight. Like I've been fighting at lightweight since the amateurs. I was fighting at 132, and then when they changed the bracket, I was fighting at 138. So those divisions always been cracking. They always had a bunch of hitters in those divisions, and at the tournament stuff like that. So if we hit a tournament, I got to fight like 4 or 5 times. So just
Wow.
to win. So it's like it was cool. You know, I didn't have the support system I had, I didn't have the support system that I have now back in those times. So it was kind of hard to hit the tournaments because of the funding and all that stuff.
Right.
Underprivileged and all that stuff. So, but the tournaments we did hit, it was cool. Like it was a great experience and everything. Like I don't have any ill feelings towards the amateur program or like my amateur career. But I definitely love the pros a lot more, and I get a lot more love.
Oh, definitely, definitely. Well, those knockouts, man, those knockouts.
Yeah.
You know what? I want to ask you. Describe the feeling you get when you knock out your opponent.
It's
Is it a
weird
feeling
because
like of accomplishment? Like, yes, I did it.
I don't know. I feel like I'm a little weird, like because I always like before I go in there, like I kind of already have scenarios played out into my head. So when they come true, it's like all right, we're done. Like the work's done, and then I just get happy. Like all right, now we get to have fun now. And then I'm just like, and then when they announce that I won, it's just like a real like a flood of dopamine comes through my brain, and it's like real addicting. So it's like yeah. So after I knock somebody out, like most of the time I expect like I know what I'm capable of. So if I don't get it, I probably be like, oh, well, it is what it is. But like when I do get it, I'm like, okay, this is supposed to happen type stuff. Like I feel like the people I was in there that I should have stopped, and the people that managed to survive shouldn't have. So like I'm really real critical, and I have high expectations of myself. So as of right now, when I get these knockouts, it's not like it's another day for me because I've been dropping, hurting, not stopping people for a long time now. So it's
Right.
nothing too new.
So that being said, what's your favorite knockout out of your career so far? Which is your favorite one?
My favorite, well, like I guess my favorite knockdown because he got back up is in my third pro fight against his last name was Rosas, just because of the whole exchange, and then it was like a very like I think it's the fight that that got me like buzzing around the town. So I think that's my favorite one. But then of course I can't forget the first round stoppage of I forgot his name, but I can't forget my first round knockout with the body shot. So I think it's out of those two for sure. Those are my favorite ones. But I think Rosas is a little more favorite. I got that one tattooed on me a little bit.
So was it after that fight that you got approached by the Toscano Promotions?
It was that fight. They actually got me that fight. So we were talking with them they're gonna put me on a card in Stockton. After that was when before the coronavirus. So it was like, hey, we'll put him on this card, and then he does good here. We'll put him on the Stockton card that we're gonna throw. So that was I fought a dude that was 4-0. I think I was 2-0 at the time. So and then I put it on him, and we were all locked in, ready to go for the Stockton card. I sold almost $11,000 worth of tickets, and then coronavirus got it canceled a week before the fight. So yeah, so that was a heartbreaking. But everything happens for a reason. So now it was a good experience. I got to run around, hustle tickets, and then train, see everything. Got that experience, and then now like I feel like my name is a lot bigger now. So
right.
I'm more prepared for everything that comes with fighting at home. The crowd, everything like. Because I only expect the victory for myself. So after I win, the everybody, because I feel like a lot of people know me in my city for boxing, and the people that do know me, they show a lot of love. But I know that once I fight at home in front of the home crowd, it's gonna be like it's gonna multiply by a lot. So I think I'm more mentally prepared for that before, a little more mature for that than I would have been if it would have happened last year. So like now I'd be a lot more focused on the task at hand, because I know before when I was on tickets, I was just thinking about like after I handle business, I can wait to handle business so I can do this. Like now I'm just more focused on getting the job done. So everything happens for a reason.
Right. So I guess coronavirus is the reason why Toscano has you down in Mexico for all your fights, right? Just to keep you busy.
Yeah, that's like the main reason, so we can stay busy. It's a lot easier, and he's a small promoter, so he can't. It's not really lucrative for him to spend all the money putting on a show out here for no fans. So
Right.
it's
Right.
not,
So Toscano Promotions is a young company, you're saying, right? How many years have they been around?
I think only like 3 years. I think they've been in the game about 3 years, maybe 4 at the most, but no more than 4. But they're doing
Well,
big
that's good.
things.
They're definitely taking care of you, though. That's for
Yeah,
sure. They're
yeah.
getting you out these fights, keeping you busy. How many more fights do you think you're gonna have before the year's done?
So at least 3 more. So I have this one coming up next Saturday, and then 2 more, and probably like around July, September, and then November, December is like the goal. So everything goes according to plan. We'll at least get 4. Maybe we can sneak in another one for the year and get 5 for the year. That would be great. Stay real busy.
That's busy, man. That's busy considering the
Yeah,
year's
stay
almost up.
busy, man. Stay sharp, keep improving. Like you said, I get better every fight. So, the more fights I get, the faster I'm gonna get better. And just that experience in the ring, I get more relaxed, like more comfortable. Um, Knowing how to slow the pace down, I'm learning like a lot. Just like been working on a lot of things. I'm looking forward to showing everybody what I've been working on this camp. It's gonna be great. I'm just really excited for what the future holds for me. I feel like I'm gonna go forward. So I just gotta
Right.
keep working.
So this camp, how long has this camp been for this fight coming up now?
I think about 6 weeks once it's over. So about 6 week camp, like not too
6 weeks.
long.
What's a day in camp look like for you? Like, what time do you start? What time do you finish a day?
Okay, so like say, so strength and conditioning is over now, but say in the prime, the highlighted camp, it'd be 3 days strength and conditioning, 2 days are back to back, and then it'd be sparring. So say on my day off, because I work full time still too. So
Oh, really? Wow.
yeah, so we busy, man. I'm telling you, I gotta juggle all types of stuff. So
You're grinding. That's for sure,
man,
man.
so I'm
Full
working,
full
man.
time job, professional boxer. It's got to be hard to juggle that, man. It's got to be
Uh,
hard.
yeah, it's not. It's it's a challenge. It's a challenge, but it's not too hard. I come from. I watched nothing but hard work come from my mom. So she still can outwork me under the table. So it's not too much for me, but like it does keep you busy. But being busy keeps you paid. So you know what I mean. So it's like,
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. That's
I
totally
don't
right.
mind it. I don't mind it. 'Cause if I was bored, that means I'm not making no money. So say on my day off, I get up, I go to strength conditioning. After strength conditioning, I go for a jog. After my jog, I train at about 6 or 7 p.m. and then work on drills on the strength conditioning days. And then the days that I'm not, we normally do a lot of drills anyway. And then the sparring days, then it's just like normally I work. So then after work, um, I go travel to go spar, depending on where we gotta go. If it's gonna be at our gym, then it's not too bad. But sometimes I gotta go to Sacramento, go to Gilroy, go wherever, and go there, come back, go to sleep, shower, all that stuff. So it's just
Wow.
like it's just nonstop grind, man. It's just that's why like my family, they all understand. Everybody that supports me, they know if they it's nice that they invite me, but they know I'm gonna say I can't. So it's
Right.
like,
Right. 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 That
everybody
that's
understands, man. Everybody, all my loved ones support me. They all know what I do it for. I'm not, I don't have time. Like being this busy, I don't have time to get in trouble. So that's the best part. So
who are some of the role models that you look up to in
uh,
boxing?
Andre Ward is definitely one of my first role models. Like once I start looking at boxing, like once I got into boxing, I started googling great fighters and stuff like that. And now past and then Marvin Hagler was the first fighter that I ever watched and started to study. And then
Oh, Marvin Hagler. Yes, definitely.
yeah,
Uh, sad what happened.
yeah, no, yes, that was
Yeah,
that was a little heartbreaking. And then after
definitely.
him it was Andre Ward, and then I seen how his personality was, how he carried himself, his accolades, and he's from Northern California as well. So he became an idol of mine, and I loved how he carried himself. So he influenced me to be a better person, um, a smarter person outside the ring, with as far as not drinking, not smoking, not putting any toxins in your body and stuff like that. Because I had I was a bad kid, so I was doing stuff like that at like 11, 12 years old. So um, when I seen that, and I wasn't doing it at the time, but I would do it every once in a while. And I seen that, so that's when I stopped doing it completely. And so that he was a big motivation to me. Like I have some of his merch and all that stuff. So like I can't wait for him to see me fight. I've met him before at a meet and greet, and I met Virgil. I sparred at Virgil Hunter's gym in front of him, stuff like that. But I haven't got to perform in front of Andre yet, and I look forward to it so I can talk to him. He probably doesn't remember me, but just to talk to him again and be like, hey, when I see you, I told you this and that, and there you go. But so yeah, so that was my idol. He kept me out of trouble, kept me smart. I love how he carried himself. Made me want to carry myself in a similar manner, and not just be real loud, obnoxious, and all that stuff. I'm really not that type of person anyway. But yeah, so my idol inside of boxing. My idol outside of boxing was my trainer. He also helped mold me mentally, become a stronger, mentally strong individual, a better person. Before I was with Lionel, I had a different mentality. So he helped make me a better person, and we both grew together because in the past, like we've been probably around each other about 6 years, 7 years almost, 6.5 years maybe, and we both gotten better mentally, everything, like the way we carry ourselves, everything. So um, it's just really dope. So I got a lot of positive people, Toscano, everybody, like a lot of positive people around me, and I got to keep these same positive people around me. I watch you, who I share my energy with, because I don't have too much time to
Right.
waste.
Definitely. You do have the rumor of being a very, very humble, energetic soul outside of the ring, and you know what? You got a reputation to be a fierce, smart, heavy-handed, fast, skilled fighter in the ring.
Yeah.
And you know what? Honestly, it's that's a recipe for a champion, man. And I believe we're gonna see a belt on you soon enough, man. You know, we just gotta get you in front of the right people, fighting the right people, and going from there, really, right?
Yeah, and like that's another thing too about Toscano. You know that they give me the right fights. They're building me up real nice. I think I'm ranked like 35 or 36 in the U.S. and then like 190, 192 in the world
Yeah.
already. So it's like I'm real happy about that. And yeah, it's just about how I carry myself outside the ring. I'm naturally a real mean person, so like it's not hard. all this is all this growth, all this effort. Like it's been a lot of me working on myself, and I get to let everything out in there.
In the ring and leave it there, right? And then it keeps you
Exactly.
more calm, makes you able to deal with stuff a little easier.
Exactly. Like that's why I'm always in the gym, because you can ask people that know me once I'm out of it, and once I take my little time off after the fight to rest and stuff like that. After a couple days, I get a little cranky, or like if I haven't been sparring for, let's say I don't spar for a month, we're working on technique, and we're not sparring right now. We don't fight coming up. We're gonna spar too much. But if say I haven't sparred for a month, I start getting more angry, more
Get
snappy.
agitated and a little snappy.
Agitated a little easier. So it definitely keeps me sane. So I don't have to snap on people outside the ring. I haven't been into a street fight since I started boxing, and that goes to yeah, I've been in street fights since I was like 15, 16 years old. So I don't even know what to expect out of that these days. Because I think my last street fight, I knocked somebody out. So I feel like I'm gonna break somebody's face if I fight them now. So I definitely don't want those problems at all.
No. I understand what you're talking about. Like I train Muay Thai, boxing, jiu-jitsu, and you know what? Like the whole street thing. You don't want to hit somebody because you're afraid of the damage that you can do. You know, and
then these are my money makers, man. I can't be doing nothing.
No, you don't want to break the money makers, man. You can't break the money makers. What do you want to be? What do you want to be remembered for when you like hang it up and you leave the sport of boxing and everything?
I always say this, and I say when I'm done, I want to be a boxing legend. I want to be a legend. I want to be known as one of the best to ever do it, and that's my goal. But I also want to be known for as a great person. That's my ultimate goal, is to be known as a great person, a great father, a great uncle, all that. But I also want to be a legend from boxing, because there's a lot of boxing legends that were just shitty people. I don't want to be I don't want to be one of those people, you know. So
You know what? You just answered my next question too. I was going to ask you, would you rather be feared or loved? But you'd rather be loved, right?
no, I'd rather be feared.
You want to be feared?
I'd rather be feared. I'm telling you, I'm a mean person, man. I'm just, I can be nice, but I'd rather be feared because love is an emotion that can cause people that can get you hurt. You know, it's great to be loved. I feel like being loved is amazing. But when you're feared or somebody fears you, they're less likely to do something to you than if they love you. Because people cross people they love all the time because they feel like they can get away with it. But if they fear you and they're like, oh, I probably can't get away with it, I'm gonna be cool. So, you know, it's safer to be feared than it is to be loved. But it definitely feel better to be loved than feared.
That's you know what? It's true. It's true. It's true. You can't argue with it.
Yeah.
It's true. So what are your short term goals right now? Like, you have any short term goals that you want to try to accomplish before the year's end?
My short-term goals is just to win this next fight, and then stay healthy and keep myself as healthy as possible. Stay on the right track, stay out of trouble, and everything else is gonna come. So I take everything one fight at a time. I focus in, I lock in, I make sure I'm doing everything right as much as I can, and I know with that I'll be fine. So right now I just want to get through my next opponent and just be as good as possible after the fight and just look as good as I can and just perform to the best of my ability, come out with that victory, and go from there.
Spoken like a true champion. Spoken like a true champion, man. I love it. I love it. What do you see yourself accomplishing in say 5 years?
In 5 years,
Yeah.
I see myself being a, a world champion already. Maybe in 5 years, maybe even two division world champ. By that time, that'd be awesome. I see myself being a champion in 3 years, and then after you get that, it'll be just move up and get another belt. So
Just keep taking them. Just keep taking them one by one.
I'm a big 135 pounder. So
Definitely,
once
definitely.
once I get the belt, 140 is probably going to be calling me. Everybody's going to be probably all the top dogs at 135. In 3 years, probably going to be at 140. So the big fights are going to be there. So
right, like you kind of hover in that like really high class tough division where there's a lot of talent, a lot of fighters, a lot of greats have been there, and yeah, it's a hard division to be in. What do you think separates you from the other guys in your division right now?
It's crazy. I don't really pay attention to other guys in my division. I just focus on what I got to do. But I know I'm extremely talented, and I don't know. And even if they are talented, I work really hard. Like I got a lot to prove to myself. It's not really about everybody else, but the goals that I have, I know what it's going to take to accomplish them, and I don't know where their brains at, but I know where mine's at. So I feel like with that alone, I have that edge, and then I got a lot of good people around me. I don't do a lot of things that other people do. I love, it's great to have attention, but I don't attention seek. I don't do things to be loud. So I just like to work, and I love what I do. So if they are the same way, then let's get cracking. That's gonna be awesome. But I know a lot of people aren't like that. A lot of people do it for the wrong reasons. So I feel like that can separate me from whoever. But like I said, I really don't pay attention to anybody that I'm not really fighting or anybody that I don't have love for that's not part of my team or that I want to see succeed. And even then, I pay attention to them as much as little as really as in all honesty, as much as I can, which is very little. I'm just focused on myself, staying in my own lane and getting the work done.
So you set really high goals and expectations for yourself. Obviously, you want the best for yourself. Out of all the fights that you've had, what do you think is the worst performance that you did? Had and how did you go about fixing that?
I think my worst performance is in my fourth pro fight, and then I just made sure I never did what I did in the preparation for that again. So, and even then, like, it's really not even that bad of a performance, but I just didn't like it. I don't like watching it, but I watch it when I gotta remind myself this way I can't be playing around. So yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. So do you study the guys that you're gonna fight before you fight them? Like, do you watch a lot of their tapes, or do you just go in there and stick to your game plan, or do you change your game plan for each opponent?
Um, it's a little bit of both. Like I watch if I can find videos of them or tape of them. Me and my coach watch them. I watch them probably one or two times before, fight week. And then like the day before, I watch them a lot. But my coach watches them, and he comes up with the game plan. And the game plan is pretty much the same for everybody right now. It's just like kind of stay behind the jab and do me, and just do what I do best. And it's just been working. There hasn't been too many things that any adjustments that we need to make, we can make in the fight, because I know how to. We work on everything in camp. We work on how to do everything, boxing, pressure fighting. I really know how to do everything, but
you definitely do, man. Like honestly, you're a young fighter, and I must say that I haven't seen too many young fighters that are able to use the jab like you do. You really know how to use it and use it to your capability, and it's one of your strengths. And you use it so well to set up your other shots, man. It's brought you so much success already.
Yeah.
And like you've got heavy hands, man, for a small guy. Like you hit like a truck, man. And when I watch you put these guys down, man, it like makes me hurt sometimes on the inside. What's your favorite punch, man? What's the favorite thing you like to hit somebody with?
Whatever's open. No, but
yeah,
the jab is my favorite punch, to be honest. Because it's like it comes natural. It's just easy to use, easy to control everything. It's like you said, set everything up. But yeah, the jab, and like I can throw any punch, and so whatever working good at the time is my favorite thing to throw. But yeah, I've been told I hit like a 160-pounder before from sparring 160-pounder. So it doesn't surprise. That's why it's like I see people's people that don't know me, or when I first ring with them or spar with them or fight them, when I hit them, then I see everything kind of change for them. So like it's hard.
They're not expecting the heavy hands.
So it's hard when I watch other fighters. When I watch my opponents, I look at everything they do good against that person, and then I just be on the lookout for that. But in my mind, I know they probably won't do that with me, just because of that factor, just the power factor, because you can get away with a little bit more when you hit hard.
Right. So if you could fight anybody, living or dead, tomorrow, who would you pick?
I can't answer that question because I don't really think about stuff like that.
No, I think it's just you're just focused.
Yeah.
Focus on the opponent. Focus on the next fight. Focus.
Yeah, I'm really just that. I'm serious. I'm really just that focused on. Oh my goodness, just getting the job done. I'm not really matchmaking and like and tomorrow it's like I don't know. Yeah, I can't answer that question.
So is it? Do you find it hard to balance a full-time job and do this boxing thing?
No, not really, because boxing comes first. So whatever job I have, they understand that, and if they don't, I get another one. So it's not like
That's awesome. Honestly, I think it's not too long before we actually see you in these spotlight, in these big fights, and to the point where you're not even gonna have that job, man. I see it coming in your future very soon. We just gotta get you, on a big promotional card with big names, and have you fight some big names, man. And honestly, you're gonna take off.
Thank you. I feel the same way. That's why I'm not in a rush, because I know I feel like this is like it's destined for me, and if it's not, I'm making it happen. So like that's why with these working jobs, like I work here, but it's not my career. It's not what I'm gonna be doing. People say, I hear people say, "Where do you see yourself with this company in 5 years?" I'm like, I shouldn't even have to work in 5 years. Yeah, I'm just
there's no way in 5 years you should be working, man. No way. Not with your ability.
Yeah, I'd be surprised. But it is what it is. Whatever happens, life's all about adjustments. So that's what it is, and that's what it is.
Definitely. Well, Wade, I don't want to keep you too much longer. Honestly, great thank you. Thanks for coming on, man. Thanks for making the time. I know you're really, really busy. I definitely want to get you back on the show later on another time. I'll keep in touch with you through Insta. I'm totally gonna try and watch your fight, this upcoming fight. I know it'll probably stream somewhere where I can find it.
Yeah.
But definitely, if you have a link that you can provide me and our fans that are watching around the world, provide us that link so we can see you whoop some more ass.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you for having me. Always a pleasure for people to want to interview me. It's dope.
Yeah, man. Honestly, fight fans, man. Wade Jones, super underrated, man. You guys got to get this guy on your radar. The guy is a beast in the ring. Humble man, as you can see from this awesome interview. Great smile. And, he does it right. He does it right, guys. That's what we do on this show, man. We talk about the upcoming, the young and hungry, and the undefeated. And definitely, you have hit that criteria. Thanks for coming on, man. It's a pleasure. And, we definitely want to talk to you in the future. And good luck this week coming.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
All right. Take it easy. We'll see you later, Wade. Have a good day.
All right.
Knuckle up, guys.